All right. Hello, guys. Blessed be. It is High Priestess Jamila. So, this is probably going to be a slightly longer conversation that I want to have. And this is going to be my Friday love message or advice for women. Okay. So, here's the deal. There are certain signs that a man is going to give you that proves that he is definitely not marriage material. And I'm going to tell you exactly what that is. Okay. So this is going to be a chat for the women. And I don't want you guys to be sad or distraught or upset because with logical thinking and, of course, with some healing work, you can heal yourself very quickly from dealing with a man that has mentioned marriage to you, has said things and done things to get you on the hook, but then he starts doing things and then he pretends as though it's your fault. And then you realize, well, this person is not marriage material anyway. So wouldn't it be nice if people could literally sail off into the sunset or gallop on a horse off into the sunset and just walk away from all of the drama forever? That would be nice. But in a lot of situations, and I guess it would depend on what kind of situation you're dealing with economically, people can't do that. Not really. So you have to consider the community, right? Or either people or family. And so let's say, I'm going to give y'all a scenario. Let's say that you have someone that is already giving you signs that he's either just not for you or either he's just not marriage material. If a man is doing something, whatever it is that he knows that you do not like, something that could potentially put the relationship at risk, and something that can definitely make you want to leave him alone for good. Okay, just whatever that could be. And let's say there's a scenario to where there's a public argument and you publicly say something to him because you want to let people know what you're thinking and what you're feeling, right? Because after all, more than likely, he's already got it set up that way. So let's say there's a public argument, or there just so happens to be some kind of argument. A perfect example would be in The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. If you remember when Rebecca De Mornay was messing with Annabella Sciorra or Sciorla, I don't know how to pronounce her name. And she was standing in the kitchen with Michael. Hey, Kinsley's mommy. She was standing in the kitchen with Michael. And so Michael and Annabella's best friend, actually dated in the past. And so, Rebecca De Mornay was there to make it look like she made it look like it was one scene to where she was making it look like he was cheating with her best friend. Okay. So Annabella is emotional. She's distraught. She's upset because of the things that are happening or making her believe something. And that's the whole thing. That's the thing about manipulation. That's what it does. So everybody's in the other room. It's a surprise party. Everybody's there waiting on her to come in. And Rebecca De Mornay wanted to ruin it for her because she was there to ruin her life. And he's like, "What's wrong, Claire?" And she's like, "I know you've been fucking Marlene. Remember that part?" And he's like, "Calm down. There's people in there." So there's like this area to where he may have been embarrassed by that. You know what I'm saying? Like it depends on what level you're at. To some people who are uppity or whatever, that would be extremely embarrassing. I'm pretty sure that some people that he worked with was there. Everybody was there. And he was like, "Okay, calm down. There's people in there." And she was like, "What?" And he's like, "It was a surprise party. We've been planning it for you all week." Imagine if Michael would have said, "I'm leaving you for having that emotional breakdown." Imagine. Imagine if he would do that. That would be horrible. She's already going through dealing with Rebecca De Mornay's evil ass. But then her husband is totally emotionally unavailable, right? He's just like stupid. But that's not what the man in the movie did. He didn't just walk out on her and abandon her because he's marriage material, right? But a man that's not marriage material is gonna be like, "Oh, why are you screaming at me? How you gonna accuse me of that?" And start crying and being all emotional, giving a knee-jerk emotional reaction, and he just walks away. "Oh, I'm leaving you because you actually loved and cared about me enough to get emotional because you didn't like who I was associating myself with. Oh, I'm walking away from you because you won't accept me being a he whore. Oh, I'm walking away from you because, you cursed me out. You cussed at me. You disrespected me." That would make him not marriage material. First of all, it really honestly means that he does not love you, apparently. Not really. For him to walk out on you and leave you and abandon you for that reason? Because, in my humble opinion, a marriage or a relationship is like us against the damn world. So, fuck all what all those other people think. I wouldn't give a damn about what those other people think. I wouldn't even give a damn. Those people in that movie wasn't just, notice how nobody in that movie ran up and was like, "Ah, look at her. She out of pocket." Right? So most people that have class and self-respect, they just got quiet, like, "Ooh, what's going on?" You could hear people gasping, but that was it. It was crickets. You didn't hear nothing, right? When you're in a relationship with somebody, nobody else matters, especially if a man is messing up. If he is doing something that he knows damn well he should not be doing. And you know what? I feel like there are some people that are taking love advice from people that ain't never actually been in love, because a woman that is in love is going to react emotionally. If you're a man, you're supposed to understand a woman's emotions when she's in love with you anyway. So even though it could have been nothing going on, it could have been perfectly innocent, right? Okay, well, if it's perfectly innocent, why are you reacting in that way? Why are you threatening to leave this person? Yeah, he's not marriage material. First of all, he's not stable enough. He's not and see, I guess some women like being edged and put on edge. I don't. I'm a Cancer. I like reassurance. I like consistency. I like stability. I'm a Cancer. Okay. So don't think that you can deal with a Cancer woman and get away with that. No, we don't do that. And we don't respond well to cheating or lies. We don't like it. Okay, especially being that Cancers are naturally hopeless romantics. And a lot of women are, no matter what zodiac sign they are. That's just like this one guy told me that this one female said, well, she's stupid for confronting you about stuff because if you doing for her, she should just sit there and be quiet. Yeah, no, hun. No. I wouldn't give a damn if a man was paying all my bills, paying my mortgage every month. If he fucking up and doing things that I don't like, I'm going to let him know. Nobody's going to sit up there and just be quiet just because a man is providing for a woman. You clearly don't know anything about a real marriage. There are a lot of women who are married to men right now who take very good care of them. And if that woman suspects that he's cheating, she's going to show up with rollers in her hair and cuss everybody out. That's the way that love goes. So he ain't marriage material. If he gives a knee-jerk emotional reaction like a child, you can't handle a woman confronting you, and you care more about what your buddies think than what she think, you don't deserve love. You don't deserve love. You don't deserve sex. You can go visit a brothel or something or some kind of glory hole, but you're not going to get what you get here, honey. If he does a disappearing act and ghosts you, blocking you, excuse me, you're not supposed to block somebody that you're involved with. I don't give a damn what they did. Because I feel like when a spouse or a lover argues with a person, I think that it's got to at least be reasonable. What if she just come out the blue and argue with you about nothing? And then when she confronted you and you didn't give a good enough explanation, nor did you say, hey, this is how I'm going to rectify the situation. And maybe even if you did do that, maybe if you apologized, maybe even if you said, okay, I won't do it no more, and she continued to fucking interrogate you, you need to just sit your butt there while she rages against you. That's what I feel. Now, shit. Because you shouldn't have done it in the first place. You should have thought about her first. Learn how to put your woman first and not your friends or your mama or your cousins or your sisters. When you have a woman, she comes above everybody. That is a fact. And if she's not feeling comfortable with a situation and you're not man enough to say, hey, yeah, and you care about more like looking like a man, oh, you made me not look like I was a man. I'ma show you what not looking like a man looks like. Then you doing a disappearing act. Are you cheating while you're ghosting her? What is she supposed to think? I mean, I've heard about some of these men and I've even experienced it. Something pop off and they hang up and you ain't heard from him all night. What are you men thinking about? Do you even know anything about romantic love? No, you don't. You honestly don't. It'd be nice if maybe they need to read some romance novels or watch some old love stories or something instead of watching Goldie, the pimp story, and rap music videos. Maybe you'll learn something about romantic love. And if you know that a person wants romantic love and you can't provide it to her, stop wasting her time. Stop lying. Stop fronting like you're going to provide romantic love. Because you do realize that when you make marital promises to a woman, you realize that there are laws put into place where a woman can take you to civil court and sue you for that. I want to know how many men were aware of that. A woman can actually sue you in a court of law for making empty promises to her. That is a fact, especially if she has proof of you doing it. Oh, I want to marry you. Let's get married. Regardless, regardless, I don't know where in the world this whole thing came from. I think that also another thing, I think that a lot of men don't realize what it really means to be a king because in actuality, in actuality, a king does not disrespect his queen ever. So if she has something to say to him, typically it's done in private. However, when was the last time you saw a king embarrassing the queen in public? So you, by law, can't actually call yourself a king, can you? No, you can't. It's the reality of it. Okay. Heavy is the crown. Heavy is the head of the person that wears the crown, is what they say. Okay. And that's just what it is. So, he's not marriage material. Apparently he's too emotional. Apparently he's too disrespectful. Apparently he doesn't understand that relationships are about give and take. If y'all put each other's needs first all the time, then things will work out. Meaning you put them first before yourself and vice versa, and guess what, it's gonna work out. Now, I personally don't think, honestly, guys, I like with a lot of women, and this is why I don't understand where in the hell all this judgment of unmarried women is coming from. But I know it's getting ready to change. It's going to have to. Because these days, there is not enough people who are qualified. There's not enough men who are qualified. I can honestly say that I'm 46 years old. I've never, ever met a man that I would actually consider marrying. I have before, but, so stop judging women for being unmarried or single. It ain't nothing but more abuse to get us to accept all of this dysfunction. As a woman, I'd rather make my own money and just live by myself and just be by myself. My goodness gracious, my goddess. All the stress that's being caused, and for what? And for what? Whose standards are we going by here too? Why y'all think that they came down so hard on Derek Jackson? Because Derek Jackson was given a lot of cookie cutter advice, which really, I've never really been into him like that. But then the moment they found out that he was factually cheating on his wife, the reason why people came down on him is because, people rarely, when they talk the talk, they're not walking the walk. And a lot of people that are trying to give love advice, which he's actually not the best example, because some people out here giving love advice and they shouldn't even have the ability to talk. Somebody should just put a muzzle on that thing. We got Hannibal Lecters out here trying to give love advice. Oh, Kevin Samuels, perfect example. I ain't trying to disrespect a dead man. The love advice that Kevin Samuels was giving to people is what led him into an early grave. That's a fact. Because he was giving very bad advice. And if you're going to come out here and be a love guru, you better make sure that you're not biased and that you are speaking for a broader demographic. That's just like a man. Some of these men are out here giving other men love advice. Well, if a woman gets disrespectful, aka emotional, okay, they're labeling a woman being emotional as being disrespectful in response to what they're doing, right? Hey, y'all, if a woman is emotional or disrespectful, just grab her by the throat and throw her down to the ground. That's exactly what kind of crud advice is being given out here. And a man that would listen to that advice, you're clearly not marriage material. I don't want to be with you. Stop stalking me. Stop thinking about me. Stop holding on to me. And don't you dare light up that love binding potion thingy that you got going on over there, trying to torture me. Because at the end of the day, if a man was on his P's and Q's, would there be an argument? Like most women will raise their hands and say, no, it wouldn't. But see, they go by, they're judging women like us. Hey, Shantae 85. They're judging women like us based upon those sluts that they deal with. Okay. Now I gotta say it. They're judging us based upon a whole other caliber of woman. I'm gonna tell you why. Because the things that they do to us are things that they are going to be able to get away with a run-of-the-mill slut. She ain't going to say nothing. She has nothing to say about it. A woman that is worth her salt is going to say, what? No. Maybe she needs to find a better way of communicating it with you. But after you've done it about a million times, you're going to end up getting cussed the fuck out. And that's even with a professional woman. She's going to end up cussing you out and calling you some names because you ain't right. Okay? Sound like they getting their love advice from uh I ain't even going to say his name. They getting their love advice from they Uncle Charlie, who was a pimp. And a lot of women are just like, no, especially us that know the truth, especially us that are smart. And we put up with it. Why? Yeah, Shantae 85, why was you with that narcissist for 9 years? Because you loved him. That's why we put up with you. We don't put up with you for what you do for us. We put up with you because we love you. Otherwise, we can do better by ourselves. I don't understand why it seems like a lot of these men are literally fighting for and trying to create a fake love relationship. And I think that that's why I would have been an excellent therapist, because if I had a couple in my office going through that, and they was emotional, I'd say, good, let it out. Let it out. What you got to say to her? You are fucking da, da, da. Okay, now that we done got all that out, you feel better? Yeah, actually, I do feel better, much better, because I've been holding that in. Okay, now let's drift back to the love. How much do y'all love each other? And then folks start crying. The woman usually, well, I love him very much. Now, I understand that a narcissist is different. Okay. Dealing with a narcissist is very different. Uh, but when you look at most men, in my humble opinion, like a majority of men are actually programmed to be narcissistic. That's my humble opinion about it. A majority of them are programmed that way. So that's really what I wanted to say. It's frustrating. I'm getting ready to do some healing work on myself because I just, as an empath, I really need to get away from the world. The world is so confused and in chaos. And, anytime somebody like Kevin Singleton is able to do the things that he did, not Kevin Singleton, Kevin Samuels, anytime Kevin Samuels was able to literally destroy people's lives. Because I actually had people calling me saying, my man started watching Kevin Samuels and he changed. Now all of a sudden you can't even say nothing to him. Yeah, that's a sign of the times. And I don't think men should necessarily take advice from other men online. And narcissistic people will play victim. They will, and there's no victim playing in relationships, right? All of a sudden, you become this horrible, evil person, and he's a victim, or vice versa. Even though everything was fine, everything was copacetic, and then all of a sudden, something happened that you knew would make that woman emotional. And what do you expect her to act like, a blow up doll or a robot? Yeah. I agree. I agree, Kinsley's mommy. Patriarchy is definitely at the hub of narcissism. Yes, it is. And the reason why we have narcissistic women out there typically is because, I feel that they are mimicking men, and that's all they know. That might be all they know. And it's just like, yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it. You guys, I gotta go. I'm getting ready to sit here and do some healing work. The world is irritating me for real. So I got to do some healing work for my spirits. They've been hard at work, and I really can't believe how disconnected people can really actually be. You know what I mean? And diabolical, and just horrible. Just absolutely horrible. You know? Stop doing what you're doing. Stop doing what you're doing, men. Especially if a woman is putting up with it, and then you're doing, oh my God. We need to bring about some change. If it's something, I want to say this before I go. If it is something or anything that you need to change, then do it. Because you can't expect for a woman to continue to take that abuse. If it, and it is abuse, even though it's covert, it's being done covertly. But like I said, if y'all check out the video I did a few minutes ago, a lot of these men get their love style from how they grew up, and women too. Okay, y'all. Y'all have a good day. Blessings. Bye bye.